18,
Present, sir.
19,
Present, sir.
20,
Present, sir.
21,
Present, sir.
22,
Present, sir.
23,
Present, sir.
24, 25,
Present, sir.
26,
Present, sir.
27,
Present, sir.
28,
Present, sir.
29,
Present, sir.
30,
Present, sir.
31,
Present, sir.
32, 33,
Present, sir.
34,
Present, sir.
35, 35, not here, 36,
Present, sir.
37 is not there, 38,
Present, sir.
39, 40,
Present, sir.
41,
Present, sir.
42,
Present, sir.
43,
Present, sir.
44,
Present, sir.
45,
Present, sir.
46,
Present, sir.
47,
Present, sir.
48,
Present, sir.
49,
Present, sir.
50,
Present, sir.
Sir, 767.
767, 769 are
Sir,
marked.
787.
Sir, 779.
Wait. Let me just call the absentees. आप लोग अगर यहाँ पे तो रेस्पॉन्ड कीजिए. 770, 770, 773, 778, 787,
Present, sir.
788,
Present, sir.
792, 793, 796,
Present, sir.
then 799, 808, 812, 824, 835, 839,
Present, sir.
839 is present.
Sir, 834 present.
834 is present. 835. I call 835.
Oh, okay, sir.
Sir, 799 present.
All right. 789.
Sir, 799, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, all 770 present.
Sir,
770.
808.
808.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, fine. So yesterday we had completed this topic called homeostasis. Today we'll be going ahead with the future process of cell division. Okay. Cell division ke baad we have a topic called cell differentiation. So we will be starting it now. Just let me open my slides. please confirm if my slides are visible to you all?
Yes, sir.
So we are going to study a topic which will come after the something called as cell division. So in cell division, we have two types of divisions, right? One is mitosis and the other one was meiosis. So the mitosis and meiosis that we studied was in case of a completely developed creature. Now, once a creature participates in a sexual reproduction process, and creature in the sense, let's say us, okay. So when we take part in sexual reproduction process, and when we do intercourse, and after the intercourse, we should be having the fusion of our gametes, right? So we have a male gamete in the form of sperm, and we have a female gamete in the form of egg. So male gamete have 23 chromosomes, female gamete also have 23 chromosomes. So when the fusion happens, whatever the contents of male gametes there, the contents of these male gametes will be entering into the female gamete. Okay, the body of the male gamete remains outside the egg. Okay, so when we are fusing up the contents of the male and the female gametes, now tell me what will be the chromosome number of the so-called egg fusion ke baad. The process is called as fertilization. So after the fertilization, what will be the number of chromosomes in a egg? Is it going to be 23 or is it going to be 46?
$46, sir.
Why?
23rd of male gametes and 23rds of female gamete.
Yeah, 23 of male gamete and 23 of female gamete. We have actually fused it. So we have combined both of them, and so the chromosome number is again coming back to two sets. Okay, so we have two sets of chromosomes. Now, based on this, let's look at the allosomes. So if we are getting X allosome from both parents, what will be the sex of the so-called upcoming individual? जो बेबी बाहर निकलता है उनका सेक्स क्या होगा?
If X, then it will be girls, and if XY, then it will be boys.
Right. So if your sperm that is getting fused with the egg is having an X in its allosome, then the outcome will be a baby girl. And if the sperm has Y in its allosome, then the outcome will be a boy, baby boy. Okay. Oh, fine. अभी एक बार हमारा fusion हो गया है. We are now our egg is fertilized. So we call this fertilized egg as a zygote. Okay. Remember the name? The name of the egg is zygote. So from zygote, Z-Y-G-O-T-E, zygote. Now we have to reproduce all the body parts with all the cells and all the tissues. हमारे body में सिर्फ 4 या 5 cells नहीं है, right? You just look at the brain lineage itself, we have different categories of cells in it. And if you're going to look at the entire body has again different categories of regions, different categories of cells, and all of them will be forming different patterns of tissues. And structurally and functionally, we are diverse, right? So now from this single cell, we have to establish a complete organism with these many number of diverse cells with diverse functions. So how are we going to do that? Process is again, here the process is again mitosis only. It's mitosis because we have to maintain the chromosome number constantly. We are beginning with 46 and the resulting daughter cells also should be having 46. So what are the changes that are happening basically? The changes that are happening will be coming from the internal cellular content. Okay, it's coming from the internal cellular content. We have stages of division. So from zygote, we are going to get a ball of cells called as morula. You see here we have our first division resulting in 2 cells. Then we had second division resulting in 4 cells. Then we had third division resulting in 8 cells, etc., etc., and 8 resulting in 16. So after this ball of cells now will be dividing ahead, and it will be entering a state called as blastula, where you are going to see that we are developing three different layers. Okay, so you see that you have an outer layer, you have an inner layer, and you have formation of something called as blastocele, which will be futurely forming something called as coelom of the body. Coelom is nothing but the body cavity. Okay, and then you have mesoderm. So this way we have establishment of something called as germinal layers. Now these germinal layers will be able to differentiate and divide and produce different organ systems. Example, take ectoderm. Ectoderm will be giving you your skin, your so-called the nervous system, so-called reproductive system, and same way you take uh, endoderm. Endoderm will be giving you something about your digestive tracts and all. And take your mesoderm. So mesoderm is going to give you your muscle, your bone, and different other kinds of organ systems. So each and every germinal layer has its own differentiation ability, and they are going to produce wide range of cells. So how do they produce them? So we have unspecialized cells basically at during these divisions. All of these cells are unspecialized. Okay, they are not specialized. So what they do, they redivide through a process called mitosis. They regenerate, and as the stages goes on, these cells has the ability to differentiate. Matlab, they change the pattern of formation, and they will be forming specialized cells which will be able to perform a dedicated function. Okay, that's like the final level of cell differentiation. Okay, so हम cell A से शुरू कर रहे हैं. समझ लीजिए आपका zygote is cell A, and समझ लीजिए your last of your organs or the cells of your organs will be coming from F till Z. Okay, so A is going to give you BCD. Okay, and from BCD we get so from BCD, from let's say from C onwards, we are going to get E to I. Then B is going to give you J to N. Okay, and let's say the last one D is going to give you something like O to Z. So this way we have differentiation continuing, and the last pattern of the cells, whatever are forming, are the ones which further does not undergo any differentiation. So they are already settled up, and they will be performing a specific task in the body. Okay, so this way we have a differentiation process been happening. We have several factors regulating the differentiation, and they appear at a certain stage of so-called division, and they will be now activating the cells to undergo differentiation. And that's how we are, from a single cell, now we are able to generate few different categories of cells. And this is the way, from a single zygote, from a single cell, we are going to establish the entire body of the human or any other animal or plant. Okay, so this entire process is called as cellular differentiation. So we have discussed that we have unspecialized cells, right, which can redivide and differentiate. So what do we call them? We call them as stem cells. Okay, we call them as stem cells. So stem cells are available in all the higher creatures. So in case of animals, you find the stem cells right from the stage of embryo. Embryo matlab, you see this. ये जो stage है, till the state we are going to establish with the so-called placenta, and once we are established with the placenta, now we have the development of embryo. So from this stage onwards, we have majority of the stem cells available in our body. All the stem cells will be available from this state, and they will be taking part in cellular differentiation and development. And once we are out of the body, then we are still left with some of the cells, and they will be taken care in something like development only, growth and development. Okay, so this is how you see that a baby will be growing up in the mother's womb, and after the baby comes out of the mother's womb, then we have different categories of stem cells that will be taking part only in growth and development. Okay, so let's look at the categories of stem cells of the body. We have we have 4 different types depending upon the potential of the cell. Okay, the first type is totipotency or totipotent. Toti, which means you are going to generate the entire body from a single cell. Example, you take a plant. Okay, let's take a flowering plant like your rose or like your jasmine. Keep this stem of the rose or keep the stem of the jasmine in the soil, put a weight on it, and then water it. In a short span of time, you'll be seeing that whatever the twig that you have actually put it in the so-called soil is now generating roots. Right? So you cut the twig and just see whether this can survive. This can easily survive, and it is going to establish as a completely new plant. Okay, so the stem cells, you may be thinking that they will not be able to generate, they will not be able to survive, but they do survive. They do adapt. They can get differentiated again. It's called as a redifferentiation process. Okay, it's called as redifferentiation process. So the normal cells can redifferentiate and they can generate roots and whatever the required contents are there, and that's how they will be able to establish the plant. So majority of the plants are totipotent in nature, and in case of animals, we have seen this. We have seen this figure, right? Zygote, and we have seen this morula. So all of these cells, all of these cells that you're seeing here are basically totipotent in nature. Then comes the second category called pluripotency. Plural. Plural मतलब क्या होता है? Plural मतलब क्या होता है? What do you mean by plural?
More than one.
More than one. One or many, sir.
Usually plural is for many. Yeah. Here in case of biological term, especially in case of stem cells, plural means wide range of. Okay, a large population of, or you can say a large population of. So if a cell is able to divide and produce its own category, and also if a cell is able to differentiate into a wide range of cells, then we call it as pluripotent. Okay, here I'm saying wide range of. So which means the output is high. Okay, example, let's say we have a cell, we have a cell C. We have a cell C. So from cell C, let's say we are going to get G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. So we got so many categories of stem cells, so many categories of cells which were getting specialized into multiple varieties, right? So such kind of a differentiation ability and such kind of a regeneration ability is called as pluripotency. So pluripotency begins from this state, blastula. यहाँ से आपका pluripotency begin होता है, and the majority of the sources of pluripotent stem cells are available from embryo onwards. Okay, so embryo development में so-called the fetal development or baby development में जितना भी development होता है, the major development is contributed from these pluripotent cells. Okay. So while we are growing in the mother's womb, while we are developing in the mother's womb, the development will be happening because of these cells, pluripotent cells. Okay. Now comes the next category called multipotent cells. So multipotent cells, what are multipotent? Multi again indicates numbers, more than one. Okay, but here what is the difference between pluri and multi is that in pluri we have a wide range of differentiation. The range is too high, big. Okay. Here it's not like that, it's limited. We get a very short range. Okay, here it's a wide range and here it's a short range. And on top of that, if you're going to look at the regeneration capacities, in pluripotency, regeneration capacity is good. मतलब हम लोग C cells से start कर रहा है. C also can give you another C. In totipotency also, if you are beginning with A also can give you another A. But in multipotency, the so-called regeneration ability is lesser. Okay, the differentiation ability is higher, but regeneration ability is lesser. So that's one difference that you find here. Okay, so एक तो regeneration ability कम है, and at the same time the differentiation ability is also less. It will be producing only few categories of cells or few number of cells. So that's about multipotency. Example, your blood lineage, you can see we have a lymphoid precursor, then we have myeloid precursors. Lymphoid precursor will be giving you only what do you say, 5 different types of cells. We have T cells, we have B cells. Again, in T cells we have 3 types, and in B cells we have 2 types. We have two types. So this entire lymphoid and myeloid lineages, we are going to get a short number of cells. Same way you take myeloid lineages, the myeloid precursor will be going to give you a few categories of cells, where we have granulocytes, then we have this something called as the agranulocytes, and then we have something called as your RBC, erythrocytes, right? So this way your blood lineage will be falling into this category, multipotent. Then comes your unipotent stem cells. Unipotency में क्या होता है? Regeneration is high, but differentiation is not same. Okay, differentiation मतलब they are not going to give you at least 2 types. They will be every time giving you only 1 type of cell. So such kind of a differentiation ability and regeneration ability is called as unipotency. Example, the cells of our developed creatures. Okay, now we are all developed. So हमारे केस में देख लीजिए, हमारे जो skin cells है, they will be giving you skin only. The hair cells, they will be giving you hair only. Bone will be giving bone only, and muscle will be giving muscle only. So this way, when a cell is dividing and it is producing only one, then we call it as unipotent. Okay, so during mitosis, whatever the explanation I have given, okay, whatever the explanation I have given with respect to the so-called cloning, matlab genetically identical daughter cells and structurally identical daughter cells usually will be seen with this category, unipotency. Okay, so whereas others show differentiation, Toti shows differentiation, pluri shows differentiation, multi shows differentiation, uni does not show any sort of a differentiation because it is going to give you only 1 type of cell every time. Okay, so these are unipotent cells are majorly found in our so after the development we find them mostly. Okay, so Toti and pluri, they are there during the entire developmental process. Multi, partly available during the so-called fetal development, but majorly available during the adult stage or the so-called parturition. Parturition matlab after you are coming out of the mother's womb, delivery के बाद जितना भी हमारे body में cells होता है, mostly multipotent होता है या तो unipotent होता है. Okay, so these two are during the so-called gestation, and these two are after the so-called gestation period. And throughout the entire course of time, we have these two. So this way, we have 4 different categories of stem cells. Now, let's look at the sources. So we, as I said earlier, during the embryonic development, सबसे ज़्यादा contribution यहाँ से होता है, embryonic stem cells से होता है. Now they are pluripotent in nature. And in adulthood, we have adult stem cells. So they are located at different regions of the body. Like in case of bone marrow, you look at the bone marrow. So bone marrow has this hematopoietic stem cells, HSC. HSC stands for hematopoietic stem cell. So hematopoietic stem cell will be acting in a pluripotent manner, but the immediate cells that are coming from the hematopoietic stem cells will be giving you different lineages of blood. Okay, so same way, so this way we have multipotent cells available during our development, and they will be taking part in tissue homeostasis and repair. Okay, so what are the differences between the adult versions of stem cells and embryonic stem cells? Adult versions, they are pluripotent straight away. Adult potent, they are multipotent. Embryonic, they are pluri. So adult में या तो आपको multi होगा या तो आपको uni होगा. Embryonic state में पूरा pluri होगा. So they are highly flexible. We are in flexibility in terms of differentiation. So the differentiation ability is too high. Here they are less flexible. Their differentiation ability is very, very less. They are immortal. Immortal matlab, let's say somebody is picking up your cord cells from the mother after the delivery. Let's say somebody is picking up the cord cells from the mother. So cord cells, we have to maintain them. We have to pay them. So they are stored at ultra low conditions, -180 degrees centigrade or -220 degrees centigrade, depending upon type of the media they are using. They can use liquid helium or they can use liquid nitrogen. So when they are ultra freezing them, okay, you usually see that the tissue is frozen, right, or the cells are frozen. and once we thaw it, matlab once we bring it back to the room temperature and once we want to see its property, you see that these cells will be able to retrieve their general functioning, and if the conditions are proper conditions are maintained, they can start dividing again and they can show the characters of pluripotency. Here, this is not possible. Okay, here this is not possible. So the cell will be there, but it will not show all the vital properties. It will die. So these are mortal. These are immortal. Availability is very high, as it is taking part in embryonic so-called differentiation and development. They are plentifully available in the entire embryo. Whereas here we are already completely developed creature. Right? So if somebody wants to go and check the stem cells in our body, we have regions where you find very limited number of cells, very limited quantity. Okay, so they are very sparsely available. Immunogenic, immunogenic in the sense they will be able to generate receptors to a wide range of so-called toxic contents or pathogens and all. Okay, non-immunogenic, they are very specific for certain immunogens only, not everything. Then tumorigenic. Tumorigenic means which shows a rapid division state. Okay, in terms of rapid division, they are saying so this exhibits tumorigenic properties. Matlab, the cell division can happen very fast. Okay, here it's not tumorigenic because if you're going to look at majority of the human beings or majority of the living species, uh, they won't be dividing that rapidly. They will be dividing in a controlled manner, well-controlled manner, and we have something called as checkpoints, which are regulating the division process. Okay, we have exceptions. We should not consider them. Exceptions, matlab cancers. Okay, so we have development of tumor in case of us also, but if you're going to look at the entire population, billion population, you may have only lakhs who are actually ending up with the cancers. Okay, and that's a kind of an exception. So normal scenario may this will be having a tumor environment, and this adult cells won't be having any tumor environment. They grow normally. Isolation in a large quantity leads to destruction of embryo. अगर आप isolate कर रहे हैं embryonic stem cells को larger proportions में, तब आपका embryo destroy हो सकता है. Okay, because they are crucial for the differentiation and development. हम अगर किसी ना किसी जगह से ज्यादा cells लेंगे, probably we are destroying an entire organ system or many organ systems. Okay, so that's possible, and hence the embryo can get destructed. Here it's not like that. It's already a fully established creature, fully developed creature. So availability itself is limited, and it depends upon the ease of procurement. Okay, कहाँ पे है क्या है हमको उतना easily identify नहीं कर पाएंगे, but still अगर मिलेगा भी, so we पता नहीं कि कितना cells होगा. So it depends upon the location, depends upon the availability, and however, if we even procure them, it doesn't affect that much. The organism will not get that much affected. So this is about your something called as your differences between your available stem cells during the development and during the so-called adulthood. Okay, adulthood may it's completely multi or it's either multi or either uni. In case of embryo, it's pluripotency. So these are the different types of you see behaviors that they exhibit. Now moving ahead with the so-called stem cell applications. So stem cells, we usually apply them in our daily life. Okay, I'll just stop sharing this. So we'll discuss normally. Yeah, so we keep applying stem cells in our day-to-day life. Okay, the division process keeps going on. And as I said earlier, we are already left with a good number of unipotent stem cells, which will be taking part in growth of the organ. Okay, so growth of the organ in the it is in terms of so-called population. Okay, let's say I was probably introduced in our introductory classes. I was mentioning that when we grow from childhood to when we grow to adult, you see that we have our so-called organs also growing up, right? So while you grow up, the number of the cells of the organs are not going to be the same. They are exponentially multiplied. All right. To attain that bigger size, we have more number of cells now. Okay. So to attain this more number of cells, they have to divide and redivide. So we have these stem cells doing the contributing to the job of so-called redivision. Okay, so you have these unipotent stem cells doing the job. And not just development of the organ, they also contribute to the repair mechanisms. Repair is one of the important factor of any organism. Okay, let's consider Amish, roll number 7067. For example, let's say Amish is working. Okay, now let's say it was raining. So let's say Amish giri hai niche because of the slippery road. Let's say he has fell down. So once Amish fell down, let's consider that his so-called skin got ruptured. So if the skin gets ruptured, does it heal or will it stay as such?
So it will heal.
It'll heal. It'll heal, right? So you see that the whatever the patch of skin has gone bad, it is going to get rectified and it's going to get repaired. And in short time, nobody can identify that this fellow actually had a scratch there. Okay. So such kind of repairs do happen with most of our organs and organ systems. Okay. So that's one thing. And second thing is that if you're going to look at these so-called stem cells after the development, हमारा पूरा ऑर्गेनिज्म एस्टेब्लिश होने के बाद जैसे हम ग्रो होते जाएंगे, जैसे हम अडल्ट होते जाएंगे, जैसे हम बूढ़े होते जाएंगे, so in all stages of life the so-called stem cell content in the adulthood will be going down, will be falling down. Okay, and again it is dependent upon what kind of cells you are looking at. Okay, because you see some of the cells are dividing regularly, you see some of the cells won't divide that regularly, you see some of the cells will take a halt for a lifelong. So depending upon what category of stem cell you are looking at, depending upon the age, so-called stem cell repair and regeneration mechanisms are getting altered. Why? Because the numbers keeps going down with the aging. Okay, so let's consider a simple example. Let's consider one scenario which is at the age of 3. Okay, so let's take Vritanka and let's take Pallavi further. Okay, just for understanding, I'm just picking up the names. Okay, it doesn't mean that it seriously is happening. Okay, just for example purpose. Okay, so let's say Pallavi and Vritanka were friends, which are at the age of 3. Okay, let's say they were playing, and let's say both of them has involved in the fight, and let's say Vritanka has pushed Pallavi. Let's say Pallavi has fell down. Okay, so Pallavi का जो हाथ का जो हड्डी है, let's say it got a fracture, simple fracture, a very light crack. So the bone has got cracked here. That's at the age of 3. Okay, now let's consider 2 more fellows. Let's consider Karthik and Ashish. Okay, let's say Karthik and Ashish they are riding a bike at the age of 30 years. Okay, let's say Ashish got involved in an accident and दोनों फिर से नीचे गिर गए हैं. So Ashish and Karthik has fell down, and let's say both of their bones got cracked. Okay, so here also we are cracking their bones, Ashish ka or Karthik ka. This is at the age of 30. Okay, now let's say Tanya and Sayani are there. Let's say they are going on a walk, and this is now at the age of 90. Okay, let's say Tanya and Sayani are there. Let's say they are walking. They are talking, they are walking, they are discussing, and let's say they are doing the routine walk at the age of 90 years. So let's say somebody got imbalance in both of them. Let's say somebody got imbalance while walking, and let's say they have fell on each other. Okay, दोनों फिर नीचे गिर गए हैं. Let's say दोनों का हाथ का हड्डी फिर से टूट गया है. Okay, so we are again cracking the bones here. So in case 1, Pallavi's bone got cracked. That was at the age of 3. In case 2, Ashish or Kartika hadi टूट गया था. That was at the age of 30. And in case 3, Tanya's and Sayani's hands were broken, and that's at the age of 90. Now tell me, where will be the repair mechanisms higher? Is it going to be higher, or is it going to be equal on all the 3 ages? Will it be same in all the 3 ages, or is it going to be show difference?
Difference.
Different.
Higher for age 3.
Definitely it will show the difference. Pallavi was at the age of 3. That was very, very near to the developmental stages. So she has a very high number of stem cells available in her body at that particular age. So the repair mechanisms are very, very fast. Okay, they are very, very fast, pretty fast. So that's the age of 3. So her bone development or whatever the crack has happened will get healed in a very short time. Okay. Now, consider Ashish and Karthik's case, age of 30. What will be the healing rate? Is it going to be very, very fast? Is it going to be satisfactorily fast? Is it going to be slow? How is it going to be? Is it same as 3 years or will there be a change?
It will change.
There will be a change, sir.
There will be a change. There will be a change because they have entered 30 years. They have crossed adulthood. Okay. And the so-called the availability of the stem cell. Look at the age gap. So they are a bit far away from the area of development, differentiation. And hence the availability of the stem cell is adequate. Okay. It's not surplus. मतलब ज़्यादा नहीं है, लेकिन satisfactorily they are available. So the repair mechanisms are still there, still active. So their healing rate is okay. It's satisfactory. Okay. Now let's take Cyanese and Tanya's case. 90 years. 90 years. What about the healing at this particular age?
Very low.
With respect to born again. It is going to be very low because they are on completely opposite end of the so-called life pattern. So so they are like 90 years away from the area of differentiation and development. So the availability of stem cells is too low, or even in some cases you may not even have them. Okay, so the repair mechanism can happen, but it is happening at a very, very, very slow rate. In case of 3 years, it was very, very fast. In case of 30 years, it was satisfactory. In case of 90 years, it is very, very slow. Okay, so again, it depends upon what kind of tissue you are looking at. Here we are actually looking at the bone. Okay, if I would have said that skin, probably the so-called healing rate, healing rate might be possible even at the age of 90 also. But still, if you're going to look at the rate, again at the age of 3 years, it's very fast. Again, the age of 30 years also, it's satisfactorily fast. At 90 also, the so-called healing happens, but compared to 3 and 30, it is still slow. Okay, so this way, depending upon the tissue, depending upon the age, the so-called stem cell availability and the repair mechanisms and will be affected. Okay, this is happening because of the so-called decline in the numbers of the stem cells while we age. So we stop here. In the next class, we will be discussing about applications of the stem cells. Okay, अभी तो हम growth, differentiation, repair देख चुके हैं. Now the stem cells also do dedicate to we use them for multiple kinds of applications. Okay, it can be clinical or it can be research-based applications. That applicative part we'll be looking tomorrow. Tomorrow in the sense in the next class. Okay. Any doubts? Any doubts from today's topic? No doubts. Okay, fine. Okay. Any additional member who has joined in between? Who has missed the attendance?
Sir, 812.
812. Okay. Rest of you all can leave. Rest of you all can leave.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
everyone.
Thank you, sir.
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 Good.